Hello. Well, if you live in Portland, no lesbian bars for you. I am recording, yeah. Doc Marie's is a lesbian bar that opened on July the 1st of this year with the hope of bringing more inclusivity to the city of Portland. I don't know what they mean by inclusivity here. Portland's just about the whitest city in America, I think. But just 1 week after their grand opening, they were forced to shut down because of complaints that the bar was not a safe space. And I'd like to know what the definition of safe space is. Anyway, it says here, Doc Marie's was cannibalised by the woke mob. The crowd on opening day was huge. One woman said that the line for entry on opening night was wrapped around the block with literally 200 lesbians waiting to get in. But the excitement about a new progressive hangout dissipated quickly within days. Doc Marie's found itself on the receiving end of accusations of not being inclusive enough for trans people and people of colour. Despite mask mandates being lifted in Portland, patrons accused the bar of not implementing enough COVID safety measures. Patrons also claimed that Doc Marie's had culturally appropriative art on the walls. Okay, so what appears to be going on is this. First of all, people weren't wearing masks. I suppose that's quite important for hiding your 5 o'clock shadow. And the art was culturally appropriative. So I suppose it would have been something like African or Native American art. I do hate that Native American art. I don't know how else to say it. All Americans who are born in America are Native Americans. That is the meaning of the word. And by the way, it's one of the bugbears I have where people keep changing meanings of words. But anyway, they would have referred to it as Native American art, I suppose, so that's how I'm going to have to talk about it. So you're not allowed to hang American Indian art or African art of some sort on your walls because that's culturally appropriative. Can anyone see how dumb that idea is? All right, let's go down to what happened. Right, they apparently they made the mistake of making this not a business but a collective, and the workers in this collective came up with this. We, the Marry Equi Workers Collective, hereafter MEWC, Muse, sounds like a bunch of cats. I say no more, are composed of the current employees of Doc Marie's. We only speak for ourselves, not of ownership of the bar, Donk Brands LLC. This is the only social media account affiliated with the Muse. We felt misled about the space being safe and welcoming. Our vision is a queer worker-owned cooperative that is ran democratically, but obviously doesn't speak English that well, provides mutual aid and hosts free opportunities for education to our community. Now, these are people who worked in a business that was started by other people, and now they're dictating their ideas of what this business should be. Yesterday, we presented a list of demands, including owner resignation and relinquishing stake to workers, which, as of 7 p.m, have not been acknowledged despite being past the agreed upon 24-hour deadline. I don't know who agreed upon it. I doubt that Donk LLC would have agreed on that. So what they're saying is, we work here, we don't like the way the bosses are dealing with this, so we have given them an ultimatum to resign or what? Well, what's happened is that Donk LLC have just closed it down. Unfortunately, they made a critical mistake to start with. We hear you, and we're taking steps to ensure that we can carry out our mission of being a proud, safe and inclusive space for our community. We will be posting updates on our action plan shortly, as well as a timeline for reopening. They did not reopen, they just closed. You should never tell people like that you hear them. You should say, you're mad, go away. You are employees, not owners. We put our vision, invested our money, found a site to open this business. We reckon there was a service here that needed to be provided, and we are doing that. You are blocking us. Go away. But they didn't. We hear you, and they ended up disappearing. Because when you get ideological about anything, and then you have to go into ideological purity, it always funnels off into nothing at all. There is no such thing in human life as ideological purity, except death. And death happened to this business. And there are plenty of homosexual women in Portland now who don't have a bar to hang out in. Well, there you are. That's where ideological purity leads you. I am Granniopteryx. I'm to be found on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. I'm also at Granniopteryx on Twitter, Gab and Parler. Please sign up to one of those, because then you'll always get information about uploads. As I keep saying, YouTube are stifling knowledge of that for me. Let's see. I'm not the only one, by the way. Dave Rubin is talking about that too, and he's a big guy. Okay, please click that like button, share, subscribe. Yeah, check your subscription if you're already subscribed. That drops off too, and support the channel if you can. Till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Granniopteryx design or Granbo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.granniopteryx.com, and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.